Hello? Is this thing on? I have been told this thing is on. Is that the case? Okay. Hello? Hello? Is this thing on? It is. Confirmed. Confirmed on. Okay. Let's oh no, wait a second. Okay, I guess we're just doing some more optimizations today. Let me open up the last trace here. Let's see where we're at. I did a little bit of more work offline. And I just started kind of like slapping parallel 4s on things, and it's looking a lot nicer. It is looking a lot nicer. Velocity processor is doing velocity things. That's good. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. So I did some, wait, what is that? What was that one? Or did I only parallel 4 one of them? Let me see here. So this is velocity processor, apply control input. What is this? This is just add velocity. Velocity. And apply control inputs. And then that's the... Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that this would be that slow. Good morning, Michael. Welcome. How goes it? I mean, I guess it's only 115 microseconds. In a shipping build, that's probably like nothing. So maybe we don't need to worry about that too much. Yeah, I did some more optimizations where I didn't do, I foregone. What's the past tense of foregone? I foredone the terrain chunk spatial mesh trace when it's actually rendered, because then we can just do, because sometimes I have to do 2 line traces. So I have to use like the regular collision system line trace to hit any potential buildings that the entities might be walking on, and then I have to do a special spatial mesh trace for when the terrain chunk isn't actually loaded, which is more than what is necessary if the terrain chunk is loaded, because then I can just do the single line trace. I may want to do some more stuff to maybe not have to do that. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I can really rebuild my own collision, and not this kind of like half-assed collision that I have right now. The moving tag, I want to get rid of that completely. It's actually taking more time than I thought it would. But yeah, so what I've done is I removed the velocity data when the entities aren't moving. So then we're not processing velocity for non-moving entities. And you'd be like, well, MyDrum, you should never have done that in the first place. And I'd be like, yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. Ripro, welcome in. But now I don't need like a moving tag, and I do want to move everything away from gameplay tags. I did say I wanted to do that. And so that will effectively delete, you know, I think the gate tag I'll still need there. That one I still need. And that one might even be a little bit faster. But I can delete entirely the moving tag, I think. And so that'll be nice. But now my biggest problems are these two guys, now that I've parallel processed several of these. Entity chunk processor, which needs a little bit of reworking. Yeah, these both need some heavy reworking before I can parallel process them. So this is for 1,000 entities. We'll get this down, don't you worry. We will get this down. Yeah, we'll just start at the beginning. Let's go chunk processor then. That's what we're gonna do. Good coffee increases code productivity. It is known. It is known. Good chunk processor. Okay, let me remind myself what I'm doing here. Yeah, I was doing a lot of fancy stuff to try and get the, what was it? The Aggro, the Aggro radius processing substantially difficult to do performantly. Or how trivial of functionality it provides. Like, I just need them to attack an enemy when he comes in range, right? You'd think like, oh, easy peasy. No, it's like actually kind of difficult. So what I do with, I split the world up into a grid. That's what the chunk processor does. And then it assigns entities to different parts of that grid. And then that way, when we need to check the, you know, all of the entities, because like a nested loop in an ECS is kind of a difficult thing. And it's already unperformant, because you have to iterate over every other entity and whatnot. But that way, when we do need to do that, I only need to, I come up with the grid, the chunk grid chunks that are within the radius. And then I can just check a smaller subset of the entities right there. But still, I think right now, let me actually dig into that. I think right now, just calculating the, because I have some optimizations in place for like skipping the chunks if they don't have any hostile entities. Yeah, so now we're just like, the time taken up here is just calculating the chunks in radius of the entity. Chunk, yeah, do I need to delete this? Do I use this? I can definitely delete it there, because I don't need, I don't think I need that to show up. Yeah, we're not using this at all. So let's just get this out of the way for now. And what is this? Invoker processor. Invoker, barely nowhere. Oh, the invoker processor does nothing anymore. Should I just delete that? The chunk processor is in charge of that. Yeah. Yeah. Michael. Oh man, another super chat. Thank you, my dude. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you. Thank you, my dude. Mind if I ask? Of course not. Of course not. How are you distance loading / unloading PCG spawned actors at runtime? Well, one, I don't spawn actors. It's all either entities or ISMCs. I could not for the life of me get any kind of partitioning working with PCG components and the generate function. Yeah, I can take a peek at that. So I just have it set to on demand. So once some of these spawn here. But yeah, I kind of manually override it. So this is my terrain chunk. This is one terrain chunk. 0, 0, perfect. 0, 0, 0. So here's all the ISMs that are added to it. There's my PCG component. It is set to generate on demand. And then I think I, in C++, manually call that. Yeah, PCG component generate. And for me, I actually do a lot of manual, like I overwrote, like the thing that samples all my points is my chunk surface sampler, which is a C++ PCG node that I wrote. And it, where is it? Oh no, it's the environment item spawner. So I have my own spawner node and my own surface sampler node. So the spawner node, it overrides the static mesh spawner. And then it basically calls a function on the terrain chunk when it spawns things. Yeah, there we go. Right here. So it calls this function on the terrain chunk, add PCG ISMC. And so that way I'm in charge of the PCG resources. Because usually PCG just takes care of all that. And I think that's probably where your difficulties are coming from, is because it's like, it's managing the life cycle. And I think, so we're going to be a little bit different there. And if you were to click clean up or clear PCG link here, would it get rid of the, I just get no task scheduled. And you said you were having difficulty with unload. No, you said distance loading / unloading. No task scheduled. And so you get that when you call generate or when you call clean up, or both maybe. And you have it set to activated, I suppose. And you can be force. I don't know if that's necessary or not, or how necessary it is. Basically, I enabled is partitioned on the PCG component. My PCG just stops working entirely. Oh, okay, so you did a partitioned mode. Okay, so I'm not using that. And so yeah, that's there's some docs on that. If you search like Unreal Engine PCG partitioned or something, like they do have some docs on that. But that's like a whole different like mode. I did go down the PCG partitioned, the hierarchical partitioned runtime generated thing, and it was very complicated. And you can look into PCG Biome. It's a Epic developed plugin. I think it might still be beta or something, but like it's a, let's see, PCG Biome. Yeah. So they have this plugin that if you're wanting to do the runtime partitioned hierarchical thing, it's pretty complicated. The PCG graph is like enormous. So I'm just doing it per terrain chunk, and it's worked out a lot better. Even when I tried to do the partition and the hierarchical generation without PCG Biome, it was still like, as with most things, Unreal Engine, just more complicated than it needed to be. So, yeah, I just do it manually. So no partition for me. No partition for me. Each terrain, I partition it myself based on terrain chunk, and all my systems are related around that as well. Like when the entities query the world, they get it from the terrain chunk. WTF, what is this game? Wouldn't you like to know? That's a game I'm working on. Either way, I was just curious if your system was tying into world partition or you were using the PCG partition setup. Neither, yeah. I do my own, as with everything else in this game. Yeah, it's complicated. I just want world partition to work, because outside of PCG it works fine. Are you using world partition for your terrain? Your procedural terrain as well? I never hooked into world partition. Hey, I have a question about UE5 if you could answer. You are free to ask questions. Okay, back to chunk processor. Okay, so initialize the chunk entity data. Yeah. What are we doing here? We are... What am I doing here? Oh my god, I forgot what I was doing. No, not for terrain. It's all custom logic, and it looks like custom handling. The spawn stuff, too, might just be easier. And thanks for sharing it. Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm more than happy to share. And you don't need to tip $20 anytime you ask me a question. But I appreciate it nonetheless. Yeah, what am I doing here? I guess I'm just like, I'm creating the chunks. That's create chunks, and then this is invoke chunks. Okay, let's put these into function so I actually know what the hell they're doing. Perhaps. Q entity chunk processor create chunks. Yeah, give me this. That. Give me fuel, give me fire. You know the rest. Give me chunks. I think that's the next part. Create chunks. Chunks. Oh, you're not const. Never mind. No const for you. So yeah, we're storing the chunks there. Chunky boys. Great chunks, cool. Processing. We're just not. I need to delete that flag because that doesn't mean anything in my new system. And then here, iterate over invokers and mark entities in their radius as simulating. Oh, we're just marking the chunks as invoked. Oh, yeah. So, is that... Was it invoke chunks that was taking the time? It is, okay. So I'm wondering if we can skip... Because like each chunk, I should know if a chunk is invoked or not. So I can probably have like a bool here. Be invoked. Uh, 24, 32, ew. 32, ew. Okay, 24 is as small as we can get here. 24. And Michael, when are you gonna dip your toes into C++? Huh? I feel like you're approaching the event horizon. I guess when I create the chunks, I reset first, so I don't maintain. Yeah, that's the problem. I don't maintain them. Ooh, yeah. And I definitely want to delete them when they are empty. I don't want to like spend time looking at them if they don't exist. Okay, we may want to change that too to speed this up. Yeah, we may need to just refactor this. The parallel processing might not be the answer here. I think we just need to change our logic a little bit. Okay, so let's think about this. So if I don't want to reset, we're going to need to change this logic a little bit. What on earth? Okay. I have a nasty signature right there. Nasty. So I guess I want to like maintain like untouched chunks. Oh man, and I would have to like delete entities. Wait, let me look back at that chunk change logic. I do have the old chunk cord. Chunk data. Okay, interesting. I do have the old chunk coordinate that they are in. Okay, if I don't reset the chunks, let's just think through that. If I don't reset the chunks, we're gonna iterate over every entity with location data, chunk data, and faction data that isn't dead. Although maybe I do want to include dead guys in there. I'm just gonna ignore dead people. We're not gonna worry about that. What potential use cases we might need there. Chunk location, that's the new chunk location. Old chunk coordinate is actually, we could look it up in, well no we couldn't. This is still the old chunk coordinate. Chunk data, chunk cord. Oh yeah, that's the new chunk cord. Okay, yeah. Let me inline. Old chunk cord, new chunk finder add. We should remove it from the old chunk. Chunks. Dot find. It basically should exist. Like we know that this exists. Entities, which is an array. I have to remove it from this fucking array. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Yeah. Yikes. How big is it targetable? 32. Yeah, removing the entity from this list is a not trivial operation. I could make it a set, but then we're just kind of ruining cache locality there, but we're only ever going to, maybe that's better. Maybe that's better. It would hurt iteration later. What do I want to do about that? If I did it as a T set, let me open up Aggro processor. Let's see how bad would that be? Aggro radius processor. We do closest hostile entity to, okay, right. Uncloak chunks. Okay, yeah, so we iterate there. I mean, if I'm gonna make it a T set, I may as well make it a T map of faction mask to targetable at that point. And then, have an array of entities. so I might do something like tmap of UN32, which is the faction mask, to array of targetable faction to entities map. Yeah, and then entities then just becomes, because I would want to look up, I need to be able to add and remove entities. So I would need a T set of entities. Then I would need to remove them from both. And if this is an array, fuck. So this would just need to be a T set. And then we would need a T map going the other way as well. Of F targetable to 32, so I could look up and both. Oh, that's annoying. I don't know. Maybe we'll try this. We'll try to use time complexity principles rather than cache coherency. Let's write some functions for like additive. F targetable. Should be finder add, right? Yeah, we can just finder add here. Add a. Are you copying? What are you doing? Yeah, why would you copy that? Stop that. I don't know how to say your name. A new ocean. Welcome in. Willkommen. Entities.add. Finder add. We can just do this. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, the faction presence mask. Oh man, that's that actually becomes more difficult to populate. How do I check? I would need to. We may have to get rid of the faction presence mask. Ah, it's Russian. Yeah, I don't have a way to like remove the faction mask. I would have to make sure there are 0 other entities. I'd have to make sure there are 0 other entities of that faction. So that might not even be. But I guess we have the faction mask built into the map now. Okay, so that's actually, we don't do that anymore. We don't do that anymore. Yeah. Remove entity, and we would just want targetable. I guess I could get the, I mean, maybe I have the faction ID there. If I do, I would find a rad. Find faction ID. Do I should actually, right? I do have faction data, okay. We have it, entity set. It's a T set pointer. What does remove return? So return boolean. Yeah, I don't know that I need to know what's removed. I don't know. Add entity and remove entity. Okay, and so new chunk. Well, first of all, we want to do old chunk. Chunks.find old chunk coordinate dot remove entity faction data faction ID, and then entity. I guess we're like initializing a targetable and placing a targetable or something. No longer are we doing a T pair. Well, do I want to store it as a targetable or do I want to store it as an entity? The targetable is nice because I don't need to like get any data. But if we're going to like cut this number down a lot, I mean it's a fucking, we'll keep it as a targetable for now. Keep it as a targetable. Entity targetable. And I don't know that we actually need this entity anymore. Remove entity targetable. And then new chunk. Yeah, get rid of that. New chunk. Add entity. And then I can maybe move temp entity targetable and faction ID. I make this a who's he what's it. So we can move that in there. I hope so. Man, doing this shit is gonna suck now, though. Oh man. Oh man. I could just store an array as well. Ugh, it's all bad. All bad. And I guess I only need to do that if it has changed. Okay, so that's like create chunks, which maybe isn't a good name anymore. And honestly, I could make this an even tighter iteration. We wouldn't do faction bit mask. I could just, and this is what the chunk changed data could be for. Although I think this, I mean, we'll start here, I think, maybe. So we create the chunks. And I haven't set the be invoked flag. I have not set that flag. This is the invoke chunks. So essentially, unchecked chunks. We initialize that to the chunks.keyset, which is the chunk coordinates. Yes. So we're iterating over all entities with invoker data and location data, which makes sense, that aren't dead. Yes. Invoker data, simulate radius, get chunk coords and radius, cool. Iterate over all those chunk coordinates. Unchecked chunks. Yeah, okay, I get that. Right, we're maintaining the unchecked chunks to remove the simulated entity data off of all of those entities. If that's the case, if it moves into a chunk that is not simulated, I can do that here, I think. Although, that only works for entities that are not invokers. That logic only works for entities that are not invokers. So I would have to go through in all of the invokers. Yeah, maybe we go through all of the invokers first. Honestly, I think this is the case for the chunk changed tag that I just got rid of. Because then I could iterate over those. And then we would need to iterate over the invokers first. Iterate over the invokers first, and then mark all of the chunks as invoked or not invoked. Which I wonder if just like iterating over all of the chunks and then setting them to false. Well, no, because there's going to be a ton of fucking entities all over the world. I don't think that would be fast. The number of non-invoker entities should far exceed the number of invoker entities. I guess I could do like an inner, what is it? What's the opposite of intersection? I need an outer join, whatever that terminology is. So get the invoker's old location and new location and get the non-overlapping chunks. There's probably some clever algorithm that can do that pretty quickly, right? So if I have calc entity chunk chords in radius based on the simulate radius, and that's just a coarse radius, that's not actually doing a distance check, I don't think. Oh no, it is. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Maybe we should make that a little coarse, like a square radius rather than a circular radius, so we don't have to do a distance check there. Yeah, that might be actually a little bit of performance boost there. I would do that like calc into, we have the chunks in radius. Then I guess I would want to iterate over the radius again. But this is like the expensive part, right? That's like what's taking up the most time right now. But I guess we're only doing this for entities whose coordinates have chunk chord has changed. Rather than, I think we're just doing every single entity here this time. There's a lot. And like, how many are gonna change chunk coordinates per frame? I feel like that's a pretty precise. I feel like that's a pretty precise thing. Maybe we don't have to worry about it. Maybe we don't have to worry about it. And also, oh no, I think I have to iterate over every chunk and set it to false because I don't know if there's another invoker in the radius or not. Yeah, I think I have to iterate over all of the chunks and set them to false. I think I have to. Yeah, so I have to like put all the new, I have to put all the entities into their new chunks. I have to set invoked to false. I have to iterate over invokers, set the chunks to invoked. Although at that point, the invoker flag doesn't do anything for me. What I was hoping it would do, what I was hoping it would do is whenever I move an entity to a new chunk, I check if it's invoked, I just turn the entity on. I give it the simulating tag. That doesn't really seem like it's going to give me anything now, though. Yeah, I think I'm going to just stick with the same thing. So now our entity chunk is a T-map. Do I not know what size this is? Interesting. Interesting. What this is gonna suck for I may maintain. God, it has to be a T. Never mind. Never mind. It's gonna suck for non-faction based queries. Which, how often am I gonna need to do that? How often am I gonna need to write some sort of logic that's like, hey, entity, just go to the nearest other entity in radius of any faction. I feel like it's mostly gonna be faction based. Aggro radius, you know, go talk to a buddy radius, you know, something like that. I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna move all of them into their new chunks. Yeah, and then we're gonna do this logic for the unchecked chunks. And I guess I would have the changed entities here. I could have the entities who have changed chunks. Does that help me? No, because I still need the unchecked chunks here. Oh, let's make this a T voxel. Chunks, find a chunk. And then this needs to be a for each over faction to entities map. Entry dot. Oh, and then we need to iterate again. It'll be a T voxel set. No, entry dot value and then I guess do the same kind of loop except remove. God, the Twitch video player just fucking sucks, doesn't it? Okay. Okay, so that technically works. I'm pretty certain that's going to be slower. Maybe, perhaps. And I guess I need to check the old chunk cord if it's empty and then remove it. Old chunk, hey, me too. Me too. That's the unk chunk right there. And then I need to fucking check if old chunk dot this dot is empty or what. There's no is empty. Okay, on the voxel map. Interesting. If the num equals 0, chunks remove old. Did you go and give it a try? No, I haven't. Yeah, unfortunately, the make sure this line is hit is not it's not like super actionable direction. Entity query. Do I use this at all anymore? I do. Oh, for my entity line trace. Oh, interesting. Okay. We have to do the nested loop here. Yeah, I guess the one thing I do need it for is the line traces. At least the player target line trace. That's going to be the one case I do not care about faction for. Okay. Entity. Okay, so that one's fixed. Faction presence mask. Yeah, okay, so I guess I just have to check chunk factions to that dot contains no, it's a fucking bitmap. Hostile faction map. I guess having a faction presence mask is still helpful. Oof. Oof. Okay, so that gets a little shittier, doesn't it? That gets a little shittier, doesn't it? And so with the hostile faction mask, how would I iterate over? Okay, so the map maybe doesn't even help me here. Oh dear. Oh dear. I don't know why I was thinking like, yeah, I'll just grab. I guess I could write a key funk for it using the bit wise, but there could be multiple. Oh fuck. Why did I think this would work, huh? Why did I think this would work? Dude, I think is just destroying the chunk map and recreating it every frame really the easiest way to do this? Did I just do all of that for nothing? Because yeah, how would I would have to somehow iterate over the hostile factions. So I would get rid of I wouldn't want to bitmask it at all anymore. I guess I could iterate over all of the chunks and repopulate it every frame. Although I guess it would just be the changed chunks. I guess I kind of am iterating over all the chunks already though. We get this. But even if I had the faction bit mask, I would need to iterate over the key. I guess I would only be iterating over keys, so that would be a little bit better than every entity. Although right now this would be 0 speed up because I guess this is for the all friendly faction case that I'm thinking of. When there's all friendlies in the radius. God, what can I do about that? Where would I want to populate? Is there a way I can build a list of chunks that have changed entities? I don't know I don't know how much smaller that list would be than just all chunks. But I guess here is where I could, yeah, here is where I would probably do the faction presence. Chunk. On here, chunk dot. Initialize that to 0. Wait a second, no, because I could be rechecking this chunk, right? Oh no, because I skip here if it's not in there. Okay, yeah. Faction presence mask, type equal, entry key. And we will do the same here. There should only ever be one of each chunk in that because it is a voxel set. Yes, okay. Okay, we have our faction presence mask back. This loop is getting annoying to copy pasta so much. Out entities dot reserve. Yeah, I can't even reserve properly, can I? Because that's not even the right fucking number. Entities in chunk query. Where do I use that at? Not found. Should I just delete it? Delete it until I need it again. Oh, so this is the one I use. Yeah. Chunk. Going to be entry. We need to do it for each. Entry dot value, and so this is going to be targetable. Oh, entry dot e. Oh, I need to put that on the outside. Yeah, entry dot key. So if hostile. Let's go not equal and then continue. Reduce the nesting. I wonder if I should just do something here where it's like, if the distance is like low enough, just break, because it's likely that we won't need to check anything else. Like if the distance to the nearest entity is like within fucking 200 schmeckles, 200 unreal schmeckles, then I probably don't need to check the rest of the entities in this chunk. And in the off case that there are a bunch of enemies stacked on top within 200, you know, the whoever the entity targets is undetermined, indeterminate, and I think that's fine. Yeah, let's just say like if another, we're gonna nest again here. Look at all these brackets. Oh god. Here, well, this one can be, oops. This one can be unnest. Right, yeah. Auto chunk, if chunk, continue, and get rid of at least. Sure. A little bit better. Okay, so we'll get here and we'll say if dist squared is less than square like 200, which is break. Does that break out of all loops? Maybe this should just return. Does break out of all loops? Forget. You can use go to break out of any number of loops. Go to? I've never, oh, wait a second. How do you use that? I guess I just return here, actually. Yeah, we just return there. I don't even need a go to. Never mind. Never mind. Early out if very close. There's a small optimization. Go-tos are spooky. See relic, if I recall correctly. Interesting. Yeah, I've never used it before. A return works just as well here, though. Just as well. Let's put this up here. Floats, min, jack, dist, where. Okay. Okay, so everything is resolving. Now, is this faster than what I previously wrote? So we kind of foredone cache coherency in favor of time complexity friendly data structures. We'll see if that's better. And this is all focusing on the principle of like entities should not change chunks very much. Although God, it was the invoke chunk. I don't think I actually saved anything here. It was the invoke chunks. Calc entity chunk cores in a radius. Did I save anything here? No, because it's mostly that. So I think this might actually be slower. This is definitely slower. It's definitely slower. What was my idea behind this? I think I got kind of lost on the sauce here. Because I only wanted to check changed chunks, but then I'm still like checking every single fucking chunk. Because I would have to iterate over every single one. I would have to remove the simulating tag from everything. Wait, it's supposed to be removed. If I removed the simulating tag from everything and then only iterated over invokers to add it, actually, I'm wondering, can you subtract out a bit from the faction presence mask? Maybe I can do it as we're adding and removing. Yeah, so if I just remove all simulating tags every frame. That's a single component view, so that should be very fast. Same as that one I get. Potentially. Remove simulating from everything that has it, and then I would go back through and only for changed it. No, I would have to go through every invoker and do this. I guess I just wouldn't need to check the unchecked chunks, but like maybe this is, did I do this because it's actually faster? I don't know. Simulating entity. I really want to get to a place where like I'm only doing the minimum amount of work, right? And I'm not just like doing whole hog type things where I just go through just reset everything and rebuild it. Just basically what I was doing with the chunks, the entity chunks, and then what I'm doing here with the entity tags, the simulating entity tags as well. I guess I still would want to do like a checked or unchecked. I could, if I initialize a set of chunk coordinates and call it uninvoked chords. Chunk chords. These uninvoked chunk chords. Set that equal to chunks dot keep that. So those are my uninvoked chunk chords. And then as I'm creating the chunks, would I want to do that? Sorry, where was I? Yeah, uninvoked chunk words. And then I want to basically mark them as invoked. I would iterate over all the invokers that have changed or something. Or as I'm creating chunks, I could check if it's an invoker then. I don't know if that's any faster though. I'm on my way home, so I decided to join the live to see your progress. And will it be on Xbox? Maybe someday. Probably, you know, I think the question is, will it ever come out? Let alone come out on Xbox. Yeah, so uninvoked trunk chords or whatever. I get, so the expensive part right now is just calculating the entity chunk coordinates in read. This is the most expensive part. I guess, so I would want to only do that for invokers that have the chump change. So it'd be something like that. I guess I do have, like, do I still have the old chunk at that point? I don't think I have the old chunk at that point. So I don't even know, like, I guess if I did this, I could iterate over them, come up with a list of invoked chunks. I get the problem is like cleaning up the uninvoked, because it's like when an entity an invoker changes chunks, it would be trivial to come up with the new chunks and, you know, set all the entities there as, and only the newly invoked ones as simulating. The problem is like also trying to find the old chunks that now should not be invoked, because they could still potentially be invoked by another invoker. So you really do have to like come up with a set of like old invoked chunks and new invoked chunks. And then the diff there on either one, the remaining in either one. or like the newly like changed ones. And I don't even know if that's going to be any faster than what I was doing. And that's still, even in doing that, I have to call this now twice for each entity on the old and the new. So that's not, and this is like my big bottleneck here. Okay, so I kind of just want to fucking go back to what I was doing before. I think all of this has kind of been a wash. This maybe has improved iteration speed, but that's not the bottleneck right now. This has maybe improved the closest entity hostile towards, maybe. But what we really need is this calc entity chunk chords and radius. Is what we really need. I'm thinking maybe I just don't do a dist squared here. Just do a coarse. Do a coarse check. I'm gonna shelf this. We're gonna shelf this. Yeah, shelf. This is going to be attempt. What have I done here? Attempt to change chunk to hash. Let's just say hashed version. Okay, but a couple things I came up with there. A couple things I came up with here is that one, I can do like an early out. Potentially, where was that? Yeah, I can do it maybe an early out here. I do like that idea. Float min check dist squared equals fmath square 200. And all, oh, wait, why am I doing this? Why don't we just put this in the header? If there is an entity within this dist, skip checking further. Skip checking the rest of the entity. Basically what that does. If, yeah. Let me unnest that. Okay, so that was one idea. Another one is, let's not do this distance check. Let's not do this distance check. Yeah, so just add all of the neighbor chunk look. And should it be an in place, perhaps? I think it maybe should be an in place. Or even faster. So maybe that's a bit better. And what will it stream on? What does that mean? Oh yeah, I deleted the chunk entity change tag stuff. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna, so yeah, we are gonna, well, let's just rebuild. Rebuild. Well, No, let's delete it because it is doing work. There is some work here being done. I just don't add. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Will it be on a game platform? Or are you asking what it will release on? Is that what you're asking? I mean, Steam, probably. I mean, like, these are questions that I'm very far away from actually fully realizing. This is not coming out next year or the year after that. But yeah, probably just Steam. Okay, so this is the old. Move that to the left. Old is on the left. Let's go to one of these guys. Spawner, just a bunch of colonists. Yeah, okay, we can spawn. Graceful. Give me some frames here. I mean, we shaved a bit off there. .4. Yeah, I mean, we shaved. That's like a pretty good. That's a pretty solid amount. Let's look at a big picture. Chunk processor. What do we want? It was invoke chunks, right? What is it? Process entities. Yeah, there we go. So it was a median of 3.7, and now it is a median of 2.9. Okay, so yeah, a little bit better. Barely any better. Is there a name for who you play as? No, so there's not like a main character or anything. It's like you pick your name. Yeah, that got it like a bit better. Man, is there any way? Is there any way to improve? Let me look at how much is the reserve. I bet the reserve is basically all of it. I'm gonna guess that the reserve is basically all. Okay, never. It's like literally 0. What? That was unexpected. Is that right? What am I reserving here? Am I actually reserving any memory? Oh, we're already there. Cool. Radius in chunks, 3. I don't think I need to +1 here, do I? Wait, do I need to do the seal here? My chunk size is 2,000. My radius is 5,000. I guess I was doing the radius check. To prevent the number of chunk chords to check. Turns out that's just slower though, for the most part. Wonder if I could like reuse this. Wonder if I could just reuse this, alright? I mean, I think we're at the end of the performance improvement with the current setup. I think we're at the end. Well, I guess it's mostly just the in place. I guess we just try and parallel process this for now. The problem is, build chunks takes like 0 time. That one's very fast. It's the invoke chunks that all the time is. Build chunks, fucking 250 milliseconds there. I guess the problem with parallel processing this is that we're editing the unchecked chunks. How much is uninvoked chunks? Well, I guess in this case, not very much. In this case, not very much. I could just lock. That's kind of lame though. I do need it to edit though. Unchecked chunks. Okay, so we need to like initialize that. And then I guess I need to have a lock within a certain scope on that guy. I should probably just put this on there. And then let's pop this into a function. Pop that into it. And then we'll keep the view in its thing. Auto. entities dot die. Okay. Entities and I guess we're just gonna like poking around right now to see if I can get custom permanent data work. Cool. Will it be single player or multiplayer? Hoping for multiplayer. It's just single player right now. Okay, so this is what I will need to. I guess I just need a mutex here. Unclock. We'll see how bad that is. We'll see how bad that is. I think we want to keep this one around. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh right, that needs to be first. I wonder, I think maybe another thing I should do is just like maybe I can get rid of the locks actually if I just like remove simulating tag on everything. Let's run. We are paralleling. We're parallelogramming. It's happening. That's not. Give me the big picture here. Median time 2.7. 2.9. So I shaved 0.2 fucking seconds off of it. Yikes. Okay, so that didn't do a whole fucking lot, did it? Yeah, the locks are just too much. Yeah. I mean, I shaved a tiny amount off. Look how sparse that is. Yeah, that is not very cache coherent. So yeah, in that case, parallel processing didn't help so much. But we're gonna try to just like remove the simulating tag off of everything. Hoist. And then we don't even need the unchecked chunks. Auto. You. Everything with a simulating tag. We need to bind this. Subsystem, remove entity data. Yeah, you got it. There we go. Perfect. So we're gonna do that. We've got that checked now. How about that out? Invoke chunks now becomes iterate over invokers. We're not gonna do this part anymore. Shit. Maybe we do, because then I don't want to add it to every goddamn entity, do I? Yeah, I think I do fucking want to maintain. God damn. I see now why I did this, now that I'm thinking about it. Because, yeah, I don't want to, like... Although maybe this is just better without the locks, you know? Maybe this is just better. More gooder. Maybe I just add this to like a list of trunks to invoke. I mean, well, let's try it out like this. Voiced. I'll do this first. Start over here. Oh, it's worse. Oh, it's worse. It's way worse. Okay, I don't even need to check anymore. That was bad. Okay. Although I am interested to see what about that was bad. How much is removing off of every... How long does it take to just remove a tag from every entity? Probably not too long. Wait, what the fuck is happening here? Wait a second. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's invoke chunks, yeah. Okay, removing the simulating tag. Okay, it takes very little time. Very little time. 120 fucking milliseconds. You must have done something weird when you were doing custom primitive data. Oh, did you get it to work? Yeah. Are you saying that like you didn't change anything? Yeah, iterating over all of these entities is way too much, yeah. Oh yeah. You didn't change anything. Okay, yeah, it must have been then. Yeah, maybe I'll try it with a simpler thing, a simpler ISMC. ISMC on Discord. Okay, I'll check that out later. Okay, so Yeah, I wonder if I should like calculate the chunks and radius first. Let's do something like this. Chunks and radius. And then I can create like a mutex in here, right? This is going to be probably not good, but we're going to test it out here. So I just need to like right lock. And we're going to do chunks and radius. Add chunk level. Okay. Go block. With. Oh, I guess we'll call this mutex. Just do that. But I guess it's like, what is the fucking point? I mean, I'm just doing like the calc entity chunk chords and radius in parallel. That's it. I mean, we'll see, I guess. We'll see. Chunks, radius. Good evening. Welcome. Honestly. All these chunks should exist, right? Shouldn't they? Well, no, not necessarily. Because there might not be any entities in there. Yeah, we'll see if this is any faster. Add tag. Yes, probably not. I'm gonna guess probably not. Not faster. That one. Now the old one. Well, actually, hang on. That's the parallel. We can check. We should probably check against both. Probably why I had both. 4.4, 3. Okay, cool. Check against both of those. Bro, avoid growing chunks and radius on multiple threads. I'm trying it out. I just wrote that. We're trying it out. We're tinkering, okay? Okay, great. Although I should, we are reserving in there, though. Oh, right, I need to fucking scope lock it in there. Okay, so I need multiple, I think, maybe. Yeah, put that in there. One moment. Let's call that total chunks or something. Let's just like reserve a big chunk up front. Reserve, yeah, total chunks reserve what is in there. Let's just do like 100 for now. There should be much less than that. Actually, let's go like 50 or something. Total chunks. Okay. Right now, chunks and radius looks shared among all threads inside parallel 4. That's unsafe, causes locking or race conditions unless you synchronize rights. Yes, there is a right scope block right there. Yeah, I'm trying out different approaches at the moment. I've tried a bunch of different things. We're seeing what we can do to optimize this. Run it in parallel. Locking. What are we locking? I'm trying a bunch of different things at the moment. Okay, so that's pretty bad still. Well. the locking is still pretty greedy. Oh yeah. Oh, it's the add tag. Wait, what? The add tag? Sir? Total. Oh, it's an array. That's why. Yeah. Okay, so that actually, it's still 4.4 milliseconds. So never, like the parallel processing is even slower now. It was better before. I can move temp here. That might help. Okay, we'll try this out. I guess I don't need the extra scope here, but whatever. Oh, I can't move temp. Why not? Oh, it's const. Yeah, so I understand time complexity. I understand, you know, locking and atomics and stuff like that. It's a pretty complicated system built into an ECS, and there's a lot happening outside of that I think you're probably unaware of. But I do understand, and I'm just trying different things to see how it works. Okay, this is still worse. This is still worse than what I had. Yeah, damn. Yeah, so it doesn't look like we're gonna get around the right lock being super greedy. So let's just undo and go back to what we had. Perhaps we can just rely on cache coherency here. So undo the parallelogram. Undo that. Boo, chunks and radius, put that back down there. Don't need that, or index really. Or auto entity in view. You know how many chunks you're going to be creating? A lot, probably. Quite a bit. And then let's go to unchecked chunks. Wait, I have to like undo this a lot. What the hell was I doing before? That was not that one. That, yeah. So give me that, okay. Put that there. Or no, we need that here now, actually. Bro, why don't you use sparse set or struct of arrays for chunks? I mean, time complexity has won over cache coherency for this case, for my testing. Yeah, believe me, this isn't just something super simple that I've done naively. I've been iterating on this for quite a while. Is that the same as what I had? Let me look at this real quick. It was in here. Unchecked. Remove. And then I guess I need to iterate only over... Yeah, we're only going to iterate over unchecked chunks, which right now is fucking all of them. Yeah, I got to put this back. change that to chunk cord. Just go back to what we had. Go back to what we had. Back to homeostasis. I think that was it. Oh, now everything's broken. Okay, never mind. That's not what we had. Oh, because I didn't. I never uncommented that part. That's fucking why. Okay. Well, anyways. Rerun that. Beefy and alive. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. We done? Okay, why are you broken? Stop that. Stop being broken. Oh, did I never uninvoked the chunks? Do I still need to do... Wait, do I still need to do that? Yeah, I never uninvoked. But I'm removing all of them up front, so hang on. That should be the same, no? Uncheck chunks. Equal to key set, yeah. Did I break it by removing the simulating tag? Okay, undo this. Oh, maybe that's why I did that. Did it this way. Maybe that's why I purposefully did not remove the simulating tag off of everything. I don't know why that would break it, though. Okay, yeah, now you're all fine. Yeah, okay, now we're back to what I had. Which, what I had initially is the best that I've got so far. So that should be the same as before. We're rocking like what, 3.5 to 4 milliseconds or something like that. Yeah. Okay, so that's as best as I've got. Now we're back to that. Why did that break it? That is weird, right? I guess in this case, uninvoked chunks doesn't really... There's probably nothing in uninvoked chunks because this is a worst case scenario. I guess I could do this without locks if I created a T-set for each thread, but then I would have to, like, append all those together after it anyways. Which is expensive. There's like, dude, there's like no fucking way around this. It's the only way I could do any better. What do I use the value for there? Do I use the value for that hostility? Yeah, I do. For the hostility check. Which is the only reason this is fast. the hostile faction bit mask. I'm not adding more than I need to. I'm only doing it the bare minimum amount. Yeah, this sucks. This sucks. I mean, the parallel processing did, like, it improved it by, like, 0.5 ms. I wonder if I should try that again and then dial up the number to see if the parallel processing scales better. Let's go, like, 2,000 or something. We'll see how it scales right now. Okay, so this is 2,000 entities. Twice as much as we had before. We'll see how it scales. The invoke chunks. It was like 3.5 to 4 ms before. About 8.5, so not good. 6.9. 6, 7. So anywhere from like 6.3. Let's get some aggregate values here. Invoke chunks 7.1 ms. 7.1 ms. That's that one. Okay. Let's use it. Okay, back to right locking with a parallel 4. Back to what we had once again. Into titties. Into titties? How do you spell that? There we go. Parallel 4. Into titties dot size. N32 index. Yes. Capture all. It. Okay, entity, yeah, I gotta... Okay, so unchecked chunks, yeah, so we need to do the chunk lock here. I don't know, maybe, should I just right lock on both of these? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know if the finer grained locks are worth it or not. Probably. Bro, can you tell me where you are finding the problem? I am also interested. What do you mean by finding the problem? I mean, I'm just working on optimization, or trying to. Okay, did I do that right? I think that's all I need. Do we still have 2K on here? Yeah. So I'm gonna guess that this scales a little bit better, the parallel. But I also need to test in probably a shipping build. But to do that, I need to know how to get my scope traces to how I do Unreal Insights on a shipping build. Is it uninvoke? Okay. 5.5. Yeah, so we're about 2 milliseconds better. So it does scale better. Yeah, so it scales better. Parallelogramming. It's still shit. It is still shit. Let's just right lock both. I'm curious. I'm curious. I don't actually. That may be worse. My head says it's worse, but then there's also something on the other side of my shoulder that's like, hey, maybe if we don't try to acquire 2 locks, it's maybe a little bit better. It's not. It's I can feel it. It's not. I can feel it. It's not better. I don't think so. So yeah, doing the relock is more gooder. Yeah, yeah. So I'm curious as to why I couldn't remove the simulating tag off of everything and why that was breaking things. Because I should have been adding it afterwards anyway. Also, don't do that. So if let's imagine if that does work, I can remove the simulating tag. There's probably something elsewhere that I need to fix for that. So basically what I need to do is I need to not iterate over additional chunks. That's the main bottleneck. And right now, 45 fucking microseconds. God damn. It's so shitty how sparse this processing is. Because it's like, it's not very much. It just doesn't... Like, what is this empty space here? We're like spending half the time doing nothing. Well, I guess that's this time. I'm done. Ignore me. Although don't I have a... Oh, I don't have a log. I don't have a scope trace there. But that would be adding the entity data primarily then. So if I didn't need to maintain unchecked chunks, although I think probably just like initializing this to all of the chunks is a little bit easier than like adding to it as I go for memory allocation purposes. Is there a better way to invoke these chunks such that I don't do any extra work here? What I was trying to write before all this was that I was trying to only like process when invokers change chunks. Then I found out that that's basically more work because like the bulk of this is calculating chunk chords and radius. That's like half of it. That's half of the fucking work is that function. And in order to only process the chunks that have changed invocation status, meaning like an invoker has either walked into range of them or out of range of them, I need the chunk chords and radius of the old and the new. Although I guess I only need to do that when an invoker has changed chunks. Am I thinking about that right? So right now I'm calling this function for every single invoker. Every frame. Let me look at that fucking shelved code again. I'm glad I shelved it. What was I doing here? Create chunks is trivial. We don't give a shit about that. Wait, where the fuck did I do that? Oh, here it is. I just didn't put it in the function. Are you putting an invoker on every NPC in the crowd? Right now, that is the scenario that I have, yeah. It's like a worst case scenario that I'm testing, basically. Where 1,000 invokers are all within the same, set of chunks. But you like in the real world scenario, they'll be more spread out in the world, and there'll be a lot more chunks as well. I mean, maybe I should do a quick test on that. Let's do a real world test. They should spread out eventually, right? We'll do this. Do that. Yeah, just run it on the procedural world. Have you tried just having it on the player with a larger radius that activates all the NPCs in range? Unfortunately, that's not what I'm going for. So I want the whole world to be running, regardless of if the player is around or not. So I'm doing hard mode, basically. Yeah, if I didn't care about the world being online or not, outside of the player radius, I would do that. But like, it's a big world, right? Like, the only thing I generated is about this much. So if you walk all the way over here, I still want what's over here to be running. I still want your colony to be running. And I know I can't run like every single, fucking wolf and rabbit in the world, but I want to run the colonies. So the colonists are going to be entity invokers. which means that they will turn on entities that are within a certain radius of them. And it's a coarse radius. It's not like an actual circular radius, but it is a like a chunk, a square of chunks. Okay, so should we just do, let's do 1,000? That's 10,000. Let's just do 1,000. So they should, like eventually, well, let me actually change the, can I open that? Okay, no, you're gonna make me like go into the editor. Okay. So let's do big radius. Did that work? Nothing happened. Hello? Hello? Why did that not work? Dave? Hello? Why are you not spawning? You have a thing on you. The generator is a thing. Is that supposed to be, that's supposed to be populated? Query config? So I think it's probably because I changed it at runtime. I'm gonna guess. So let's initialize that. We'll do that here. Where did the spawner go? Where did the spawner? Where's the spawner? Okay, generate it again, I guess. Spawner, 100 at a time. 1,000. Let me see my. I need to wait for the. Yeah, I need to wait for the navigation to do, so I can properly spawn them. I actually need to wait for a second. Two more seconds, and I think it should be. Generates a lot slower when you have like the visualization turned on. It should be good. There we go. Yeah, we're spawning now. Yeah, I think we're spawning. On account of my game completely freezing. Yeah, there's the chunks. There they are. Just let that run. Running pretty well, honestly. 35 FPS, not too bad. Hello? Okay. Okay, we need to rebuild. Oops. Oopsies. building. We are building. All right. One more time. And we'll check out the trace should be alive still. Like that should have done things. We'll check this out while that's building. Although I guess it's gonna stop. It's that about the same? A little bit more, I guess. Wait, which one? Which one is which? No 8 and 25 and 11. So it's this one. This is the okay. Okay. Because I don't want that one anymore. So it scales a little bit worse when they're not all backed up, actually. Perhaps, perchance. Because now it's like all of the processing. Like now we're, I don't know. Why does that seem like there's actually more chunks? There. I guess that was 2,000. That's why. I guess that's why. Okay, we'll do 2,000 then. But it scaled actually worse. If this is only 1,000, it's taking about 6.4, about the same amount of time as twice as many. So I think for the real world scenario, optimizing based on the number of chunks is probably the focus. Because we won't be skipping as many due to this. But we'll be hitting this a lot more, which is where the chunks, there is no like nearby chunks basically. So let me look back at that shelved version. Let's think through that a little bit. So if I had a scenario where didn't I do a num changed chunks? Didn't I log that? Num, oh, I am logging that. Let me see. Where does that get logged at? That's like after. There it is. I copy. Wait, why can't I see that? I guess I can get Control F and find them all. I'm just trying to get an idea of how many change per frame. Oh boy. I wonder if some of these are on spawn though. That's the thing. Go to the last one. Two. One. One. Two. Yeah, a lot of those had to have been on spawn. Four. 3. 0. Okay, so that's not very many. So that it may be better to do the only when changed. It may be better to do that. I was worried that we would need to... Okay, so with what I have here... Hi, bro. Welcome in. What was missing from here? I forgot where I stopped on that. If I'm yeah, I don't think I'm still processing all of the invokers every frame. Or no, I did change the view to only the changed ones. Oh, but I'm uninvoking all of them. Okay, so that's, I needed to only uninvoke the diff. Yeah. Okay. Which on spawn is going to be horrid. That is going to be horrid on spawn. But for the real game, there shouldn't be that many spawning all at once. Are you creating any framework or game? Can you explain, please? Yeah, we're just doing some game dev. This is Unreal Engine. Working on my entity system here. And I guess whenever I spawn an entity, I need to check if it's invoked. And did I put the invoked flag on here? Because that would be nice for that. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. But although, I guess when I spawn... no, because I would need to know if the chunk is invoked. Because like the invoker may not change chunks. So I would need something like that for spawning. And I guess also on deleting invokers. Fuck. If an invoker dies or gets deleted, I would need to potentially uninvoke. What's up, my friend? How have you been? Been good. Welcome in, Zach. How's it going? Trying to optimize here. So if an invoker dies or gets... I guess I do need to tabulate all of the... Do I need an invoked by T-set on each chunk? Because we're like, I mean, I probably shouldn't really worry about cache locality at all anymore at this point. This is a data structure problem, I think. So I could just throw a T-set on there, a T-set of entity, and just call it invoked by. So if that's set, you know, just remove and add the invokers or whatever, you know, check its length. I'm just about to make some coffee, and it's going to be a long, busy day. Just started making stuff with my laser cutter. Cool. I'm ready to start up my Etsy account. Sounds fun. Yeah, so creating the T-set of entities... of invoked by entities. Probably the best thing I could do. Let's unshelf. Well, I guess I have to like roll back the... Probably should have shelved that, but who gives a fuck. Unshelf. Do I have that now? Okay. Okay, so we're back to this. Let's create. Let's not worry about the spawning situation. Well, a lot of them are going to be uninvoked though if I don't worry about that. Okay, we have to worry about that. Although this could just be an int, right? This could just be an int. I don't even need to know the invoker, do I? I just need to add and subtract from it. Okay, so for all of the invokers who have changed their chunky wonks, I need to know the old chunk data. I think this needs... I think this needs old. Could this be the old one? Because it's like the location is... This should be old. Or like last frame chunk cord or something. So I don't need... I'm not using that for anything other than... Yeah. Well, maybe I just do that part at the end. So I need the old chunk cord to get the old radius. So let's call this new chunks in radius. I will need an old chunks. This. But this needs to be different. For now, let's just put it on here. put it on there. And then that should be in create chunks. Yes. Oh, I've removed it. Okay, yeah. Let's do subsystem. Add entity data. No, not entity. Yeah, entity. F chunk changed entity, which is not a tag anymore. Which is not a tag anymore. Then I should remove that by the end of the frame, right? Then I need to turn this into a vector, so multiply it by chunk size. Okay, so I need to get the diff between these two. Or rather, I need to like remove from this, where I should probably change these both into T sets. Yeah, and so I can invoke and uninvoke chunks here. And then I don't think I would need unchecked chunks at this point anymore. Worry about that here in a second. Let's just like... Let's do this. So let's just make a T set, F int, vector, old, invoked chunks. Does that just do a, it just does an append. Which I assume is what, like, new 2 set? No. New chunks. New invoked chunks. I think we initialize that to nothing. Because then I'm going to need to for each through what am I for eaching through? Am I foring through? So if old invoked chunks doesn't contain a chunk cord, new invoked chunks doesn't. Chunk. And then old invoked chunks Then I need a set of everything that's not. Oh, my brain just went blank. I need a set of everything that's the same. No, of everything that I need to turn off. Can I do that at the same time in the same loop? I mean, I guess I would need a new... Yeah, I would need 2 new sets here. Oh god, that's annoying. This is like chunks to turn off. And this is the else, right? If old invoked chunks does contain, that means it's oh wait, that means it's the same. So these are overlaps, which I don't want. Actually. So wait, that's not right. This should be if. Oh, I need a new chunks and radius T set. Yeah. If new chunks and radius doesn't contain this, we added in chunks to turn off. Yeah, so I need a new chunks. Surely there's got to be something I can like, I should be able to like remove or something, right? Although new chunks and radius. Yeah, I should be able to 4R in new chunks and radius, and then I don't have to create like a new T set, right? I can reverse loop through it. Reverse loop through new chunks in radius dot num. Right? Wait, I'm checking. Wait, what the fuck am I doing here? If new chunks in radius doesn't contain the chunk cord that is in it, what the fuck? What the fuck was I thinking by doing that? That's not right. I need to remove from old invoked chunks. If it does get contained, and then the remaining, yeah, I need to remove from old invoked chunks. That's the fucking boss right there. Jesus Christ. Jesus. I need to do some more fucking leak code, don't I? And then everything that's left in old invoked chunks are going to be what we want to turn off. Okay. Wowee. So new invoked chunks. We don't need to check that anymore. So for each one of these, there'll be a small subset in here. I don't even know if reserving is worth it. Comment that out for now, because there should only be like a small number in here now. Like, I don't know, what is it, like maybe 6? Maybe there's like 6 chunks in here. A lot of them aren't even going to exist either. Faction presence mask. Uh-oh. Is that still going to work? I have to iterate over every entity, add the simulating entity tag. Okay. Then I need to loop through all of the old chunks and then turn them off. So we'll copy pasta for now. Change that to chunk cord. Thank you for the sub, Jenna. Welcome. The faction presence map. I don't think we do anything there. I mean, I guess if we're... Oh, see, the other thing is like, I need to... Oh, yeah, here's where we need to do the invoked by now. chunk invoked by num plus plus. If chunk invoked by num is, if it's greater than, or if it's equal to 1, we need to do the rest of this. Otherwise, it's already done. Right? God, this is going to get so fucking complicated. That means this is a newly invoked chunk. So everything in here needs to be turned on, and then we need to calculate do we need to calculate the faction mask? Or do we do that as we're adding and removing from the chunks? We're going to put the faction mask aside for now. Let's not worry about that. Then I need to do the opposite here. Invoke, there we go. Invoked by num minus minus. If invoked by num equals 0, we need to turn it off. Remove entity data F stimulating entity tag. Okay. I don't think we take care of faction present. I don't think so. No longer doing unchecked chunks there. Okay. Okay. And that is only for changed invokers. Do we do that for? Okay, so now the problem is we need to, when I add or remove, no, that's the only, no, okay, so we're fine. Invoked by num I think is fine, actually. I think it's fine, actually. That should never go below 0. Although, let's, just in case. If it's below 0, I want to know about it. Yeah. Just breakpoint that. I want to see why the fuck we're here. Give me one moment. Okay, we're back. Okay, so I am... What do I need to do? We're gonna do the faction presence mask. We're gonna make sure that that is nice and nice. Old chunk coordinate, yeah. So I guess here is where I would want to remove from it. And then pipe equals here. Probably, if we're adding an additional one, it's not going to do anything. Call this entity. Also call this faction entities. Hey dude, welcome. Morning. And then if we have none, yeah, we need to like, is there a way to just remove a bit from, remove faction ID bit from map? Is that it? I hope that's right. I hope that's right. I have no idea when it comes to bitmap. Bitwise operation. Bitch. Okay, so I think that's good. And then we no longer need to do that because it's just like maintained, I believe. This chunk needs to be turned on. This chunk needs to be turned off. This is an issue. This is an issue. I need to know if we're ever getting there, because that means I wrote it wrong. Does this compile? Okay, so I have a feeling I either am going to be processing way more than I have intended to. Oh, I need to remove the chunk changed entity tag, I think. Yeah, we need to put that back. And then spawn is going to be abysmal. Spawning is going to be abysmal. Ooh, although I think I need to do that now because I don't think anything's going to turn on. Well, they are invokers, but they need to turn themselves on. That's such a weird, sorry, that sounds weird. The entities will turn themselves on. Yes, good. Oh, heavy breathing. Oh. Yeah, so I guess if an entity changes chunks, whoop. Should I just add here? I mean, I guess the problem is I don't know. I'm not done tabulating. They should have like finit entity data, right? Because I have an initialization processor. Although that runs first, right? Oh no, it runs after invoke. Actually, that's nice. So then I can just look for things that have init entity data on them, and then I can check if they're yeah. Okay, that's actually nice. That's nice. Nice. Okay, so I need to iterate over. Everything with location that is being initialized. And this, I need to do this at the very end. I don't need to do that anymore. Okay, CPU, or we're gonna go trace, CPU profiler, add. We're gonna call this init entities. Yeah. Auto view equals subsystem registry view on f init entity data and f location entity data. There should never be any that are dead at that point. I don't think I'm gonna initialize a dead entity. Although if we are, I'm not worrying about dead because I have no idea what I'm gonna do with that. Oh, it has a spawn location. Oh, I guess the location maybe isn't set at this point. Oh, I do add it for invokers. Maybe I should just do it in this processor. This is already iterating over it. Let's just do that. It already runs afterwards. We'll just do that. We will just fucking do that. It should already have chunk data. Which should have which terrain chunk it, or not terrain chunk, entity chunk it's in. Else if auto, I need to get the fucking chunk processor off of here. Okay, so we have that chunk processor. Auto, entity, chunk processor. I don't have that public, do I? The chunks are not public. Okay, so, oh dear. Okay, no. We want to return a const pointer to entity chunk get chunk. Get entity chunk. I don't want that to be on inline. Also, let's just do f vector. Although no, I should have the chunk cord, right? That is on the, yeah, I have the chunk cord. Okay, so no, generate it in the fucking CPP file like a goddamn normal thing. Thank you. Get entity chunk. Chunk data, chunk cord. Good, good. If we have that, if entity chunk, that's already if entity chunk dot invoked by num greater than 0, add the simulated tag. Beautiful. Okay. Pray for me. Pray that this works on the first try. I need your blessings. Well, it didn't even fucking compile, so we're looking great. We are looking great. Remove faction entities. Or remove. Oh, faction entities dot. Oh, I did it wrong here, didn't I? Well, no, that should be value, right? Voxel set F targetable. Yeah, so I can't remove. What's the deal here? Uses undefined struct F targetable. Okay, so we have to import that. Okay, so let me put these functions in here then. Okay, so now that's good question. Also, I wanted to change. I'm just using regular old T sets here. Let's use the T voxel set because it's apparently faster. Allegedly. All right. What do I have here? This was my old one that I'm gonna have to figure out what to compare this to. Okay, I guess we'll just run this. And one thing I keep wanting to do, initialize that to 100. Okay, so the spawner. I guess we'll just do 1,000. This is gonna suck. Okay, we're completely frozen. Okay, perfect. Apply velocity is fucksy wucksy. What happened here? Is this a parallel 4 issue? Do I have an issue here? Oh yeah, maybe I can't be doing this the way I'm doing. Am I writing to velocity here? I potentially am. I potentially am? It's like never happening though. Is that actually happening? Is that conflict actually happening? No, nothing is happening on any of the other threads. Why did this crash? Okay, let's just rerun that. Run that back. Let's look at that trace. How did that look? It's probably just one giant red bar. Was Oh god, 4 fucking seconds? Oh, the grid though. Okay. 4 seconds. Oh god. Okay. Maybe we shouldn't do 10 at a time. Or 100 at a time. Do 10 at a time. Maybe I should also test this in the test level. I think the entity, or I think the entity spawner, the reason it hitched there at the beginning is because it was trying to spawn as well. Right there are 1,000 things. Okay, nothing spawned properly. Nothing fucking spawned properly. Sick. Okay. Something spawned. Vlogger? Yeah, ain't nothing going on here. It says I have 1,000 spawned. Okay, so they weren't able to be initialized. Which I think means that they're not simulated. I think they're not being simulated. So yeah, I should probably just go back to the test level until I get this working. Working and twerking. Go ahead and go. Okay, so chunk processor runs first. Let's verify that just to make sure I didn't miss it. Yeah, oh no it doesn't. Oh no it doesn't. I did misread it. I thought, oh, I misread it as invoker processor. So is that all I need to do? Still nothing. Still nothing. Running like a dream, though. Imagine that. Imagine if you don't do anything to the entities, the system runs really well. Okay, so why are you not doing stuff? Okay, so I guess the location isn't set until the end. Okay, hang on. Let me rethink this. They wouldn't have a chunk cord, a chunk entity data here. With location data, and then they wouldn't have correct location. I just need to do this on a init, I think. Do this in the init processor. Although I don't have the... God, it's like, which one fucking comes first? Oh, no. So in this case, I probably should. It's removed immediately. When it spawns. What's gonna happen? We're gonna go into create chunks. We're gonna iterate over everything with a location and a chunk. Old chunk cord. Maybe let's do a specific view here. Let's move this into. Chunk and faction. So we want location, faction, excluding chunk data is the difference. So there is no chunk. And then we need to run all of that. I do need the old chunk cord. Let's call this add chunk. Add to chunk. Chunk change tag, old chunk cord. Ooh. Now the old chunk cord isn't going to be correct because there is no... Oh, there is no change. And I'm using old chunk cord. Fuck. If it's just initialized to 0, it's not going to work. I need a whole thing for when invokers get added for the first time. Yeah, that's fucking why. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. I mean, I guess that's just this. Okay. Wrap this. Or entities that have just spawned. Entities that, and then I need to know if it's an invoker, I guess, here as well. I could put this in a function. Let's just copy it for now. If it's an invoker, guess we just need has entity data. Although, yeah, the init entity processor will turn it on here. I think that'll work. If it's not an invoker, so we initialize all the chunks around it there, but we haven't changed the chunks yet. I think this needs to come second. I think we need to do this afterwards. And then also do this. I do need the faction date, which I have not added. Yeah, so we add it to the new chunk. What else do we need to do? Old chunk, there's no old chunk, so we're doing nothing there. Chunked, and then I'm already like processing the new entity, so I don't need to add like a chunk changed tag. I suppose I can add num change to chunks here. Is that it? We'll see. No? R value. Moved him, called it an R value. Oh, yeah. Okay. ST test again. There's my guys. We are at 50 FPS. We're at 55, almost 60 FPS. I'm a little skeptical. I'll be honest, I'm a little skeptical of this. I feel like I don't have that many entities turned on right now. Dude, my chunk processor is nowhere to be found on here now. It's like completely non-existent. That's how fast it's going. If you do stat scene rendering, what's it at out of curiosity? I've told you before. It was like 2.5 or whatever. Yeah, chunk processor is just like not even fucking showing up, which is a little sus. A little sussy. Let me stop. Yeah, I'm not logging any of the chunks, so I think the chunk processor just isn't running at all. And the only reason these guys are on is because they're invokers. That scene is 2.5. I told you. I've told you already. You've asked me before so many times. Okay, it's a 3, 2.8. 3. I wasn't looking. You asked me in Discord, and I told you. Is it different if I don't look at anything? Barely. So it changes. It goes up like 0.6, 0.7. 0.5. Anywhere from 0.5 to 0.7. Quite a few more draw calls than what I was expecting. You talking shit, mate? It's because each body part on them is a separate material, I would assume. Although, I guess if they're ISMs... Mesh... although, how does that translate to ISM? I don't know. On the skeletal mesh, they're different. It has like fucking 10 different materials. But on the ISMC... I guess it's just one, so... I look down, it's 60. Anyways, yeah, so we're not doing anything here. This isn't running anything. Create chunks. Do I not get here? Let me make sure this is actually getting hit. It's not. Okay, that's why. Why isn't it? We are getting here, right? Chunk processor is there. Yeah, we are fucking getting there. A view on location and faction bitmask entity data. Oh. Well, that should... No. I was gonna say, this gets added after initialization. Because it happens as a part of the proxy actor spawn. think I need to do an else here for some shit. Doesn't help me right now. And then this, of course, would never get added because there's no chunk entity data that aren't dead. No, are they dead? Are they all dead? I guess I needed to do. Okay, yeah, so that's not... How the fuck isn't that getting hit? Action bit mask should be getting added in the proxy actor. Yeah, that gets added. Which does happen in the next processor after the chunky chunk. But that should be fine. It should just pick it up next loop. Wait. Why are you never getting hit? Oh, do I never fucking... Uh-oh, I see why. Oops. Had nothing to do with that. There we go. Yep, that's it. That's it. So now the chunk processor is due. Settling around 45 FPS, not too bad. Not too bad. There's the chunk processor. That's a lot less, but is it correct? Is it correct? Yeah, so I think when we spawn non-invokers, I need to potentially turn them on. Well, actually, what we should do... I think I do this like this. If there is no chunk, which there always should be. The new chunk is there. B is invoker. B is invoker. If it's equal to 1, chunk needs to be turned on. And then that is... Otherwise... Non-invoker if new chunk invoked by num greater than or greater than 0. Add the tag there. Entity. Okay, that way. Okay, so now I think those entities get. Okay. The run line coding there. I do want to make sure that. I do want to make sure that this is happening too. Look at these first frames. What's happening here? We are just dominated by the init entity processor. Chunk processor. Build chunks. Clean up chunks. I'm not seeing it stand out at all. Interesting. Let me make sure. This should only be getting hit a couple times a frame, but I do want to make sure we're getting it. Yeah. Okay, so we are hitting this. Let's take a peek at what actually here. New invoked chunks. There are, of which there are 48. Wait, what? New chunks. Oh, there's a lot more. 66. Old chunks in radius. Wait, what? That's empty? Not right. Although we did like, somehow we did get less here. How is that, how is that empty? I guess we removed it. We removed everything from it. Okay, so we removed all the old chunk cords, which is interesting. Wait, it's fucking empty here. Wait, what? I'm so confused. Spotify, hello? That ended abruptly. Okay. Oh god, my computer. Why is my computer shitting its fucking pants just because I'm running live coding? Okay, we'll wait, I suppose. I was about to hop off anyway, so now might be a good time. Dude, everything is frozen. Am I still here? Yeah, I'm still here. It knows. Hey, Adder. I have to read you on my external machine right now. I don't know what the fuck is happening. Live coding. Good God. What a horrible fucking system. Just fucking rebuild. Jesus Christ. I mean, I need to hop off anyway. I guess, okay, we rebuilt, so I guess I'll check real quick if this worked, and then... There we go. Music is back. Well, it's not going to work because I didn't make any changes. We'll see what's going on. Okay, the vlogger is nowhere to be found. and it closed. Okay. Oh no, it finally moved over. Got too much going on. Okay, just close everything and yeah. Play. Ignore that for hot seconds. I'm skeptical that this is working correctly, which is why the performance is so good. Yeah, like why is old chunks and radius? Yeah, I mean, that coordinate looks correct. Like, why is old chunks and radius fucking... Oh! Yeah, that'll fucking do it. I wasn't even fucking populating it. I'm skeptical because, yeah. It'd be like that, though. Dude, how fucking annoying is the Twitch disable ad block thing? Like, I have a disabled ad block, and it still fucking pops up. Also, this is now bad, but I think I just need to rebuild. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Why would this be causing an error? Things were just kind of fucky there, though. The performance is even better now that I fixed that. I'm scared. Okay, and we got here, we shouldn't. So we have issues. World is full of them. Old chunks and radius 33, new chunks and radius also 33. New invoked chunks 13, old invoked chunks 13. That sounds about right. Okay, that sounds right. But now we're getting, apparently we are subtracting too much. So this may be wrong. Old invoked chunks. 2, -1, 0. New invoked chunks. I will want to make sure that these should not have Old invoked chunks, new invoked chunks. And so, is there a set that contains the overlap, the ones that shouldn't change? I want to make sure none of the old invoked chunks are in that set. Oh, I don't think I'm doing this. Well, no. Oh, I need to do a for... I think this is wrong. I'm removing... Okay, we iterate over new chunks and radius. If the old invoked chunks doesn't contain the new chunk, then we know we need to turn that one on. That logic's easy. New chunks and radius for each chunk coordinate there. If that is in the old invoked chunks, remove it. And I guess I don't care because I think that's right, because I'm never gonna hit another one. I think that's okay. I think that's okay. But then why are we adding / subtracting too many? Is it because of this? I wonder. Well, no, that's plus. So we're subtracting too many. For some reason. Okay, something we'll have to check out next time. Let's continue though. I do want to take a peek at that a fucking course. Okay, so now we're getting like a bunch of threading issues. I'm just reading. All I'm doing is reading. Why do you hate me? There's nothing that edits that in this loop. Okay, anyways, we'll check it out next time then. Let's find someone to send you guys over to. Who is streaming? Stevie is streaming. We'll send you guys. Okay. Well, Stevie, I said hi. I'm glad I kind of got to an actually okay place with this. If this is actually working this well, then that is a muy poggers. That is very poggers. Yeah. Whether or not it is working properly, it remains to be seen. An exercise for the interested viewer. So until next time, take care, everyone. Thanks for hanging out. I gotta go to work. See you later.